Well, we make them and break them all the time, those goals to eat better and get in shape. Most times it's food cravings and temptations that sabotage our success. How can we resist those cravings and stay on track in the months ahead? Well, Liz Josefsberg is here with me today. She's a health, wellness, and weight loss expert who has helped celebrities like Jennifer Hudson and Jessica Simpson on their weight loss journey. And she's going to share some tips on avoiding those cravings and making better food choices to stay on the right path. Thank you for joining me today.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, first, Liz, why do you think that people give up so quickly on their goals to eat better in the new year?
Yes, it is true. About a third of people have already fallen off, after just about 2 weeks. So I actually think I've helped thousands of people, and I've watched this up close. Honestly, I think people just really don't keep it interesting enough. They get very bored with what they're eating. They don't know how to find new resources and new recipes and new go-to favorites, and they don't know how to substitute things. So when a craving hits or temptation lands, they don't know how to satisfy that. And when they fall off, they feel like it's over and they can't get back on. So I think boredom is a huge piece of this.
Absolutely. Now, you've helped top celebs like Jennifer Hudson and Jessica Simpson lose weight. What recommendations do you give to your clients to not only avoid that boredom that you mentioned, but also to help them stay on track?
Yes, so I'm always recommending that you find out what it is that you want to eat, love what you're eating, and find delicious substitutes for the things that you really want. There are so many ways to kind of get around and lower calories and lower fat and really not sacrifice any flavor. So I brought along a couple of recipes to show you. So if it's salty that you're craving, if it's French fries, chips, I've got a wonderful baked carrot fries recipe that's so simple. You're just going to cut up those carrots, toss them in some olive oil, salt, pepper, and bake them. They're delicious and they taste like fries with a tiny bit of sweetness. Now I've partnered here with Bolthouse Farms, and I've actually paired them with some dipping sauces. So Bolthouse Farms has these lower fat, lower calorie dressings that I can use to keep it really interesting. So dipping those carrot fries in a ranch dressing, then the next day in a blue cheese or a balsamic, can totally change the flavor of what it is that you're doing. So having a very healthy substitute and then ways to keep even that more interesting.
That's awesome. Now, let's talk about those daily meals. You mentioned snacks. What advice do you have for staying on track at dinner time, especially if you're the one who's cooking the meal for your family?
Yes, and I am a busy mom with kids and a job, and I'm really all about keeping it simple. So one thing that's very popular right now are what are called zoodles, and these are noodles made from zucchini. So they're spiralized, so you can see here I have brought along a faux fettuccine Alfredo. Now the thing that's so wonderful about these zoodles is that they cook up so very quickly. You just quickly saute them in a little bit of olive oil, and they're done in 2 to 3 minutes. They take on the flavor and the consistency of a noodle, and then what I've done is dressed them here in the creamy roasted garlic dressing, which tastes almost like an Alfredo sauce. Then it's up to you. Be creative. I've got tomatoes and basil here. You can do grilled shrimp on there. You could put grilled chicken, maybe a little bit of lean steak. And you've got this wonderful base that not only does it taste delicious, but you're getting a full serving of vegetables in your dinner.
Absolutely. I love that. It looks great. Now, Liz, the beginning, we all know that the big game is coming up, which usually equates to a big food fest for everyone. Can you suggest some healthier alternatives and ways to avoid those food temptations so we don't feel bad come the morning after?
Yes, so the big game is coming, and I definitely want to recommend that you bring something along, right? And make it healthy. It can be delicious and healthy. So I've actually brought along my own personal baked wing recipe with a little bit of a secret to it. I discovered that if you actually marinate these wings in the yogurt-based classic ranch, the yogurt enzymes really tenderize the meat for you. So you've got very tender on the inside, very crispy on the outside baked wings. So I marinate them for a couple hours in a Ziploc bag in the ranch, gives that added level of flavor. Then I toss them in the buffalo sauce and bake them. They are delicious. They are always a huge party hit and a favorite. Additionally, I always pair it with a giant fruit and vegetable platter that I bring along. Again, keeping it interesting, I like to kind of spice it up with some dipping sauces. Maybe I've got a honey mustard, I've got cilantro avocado here, so that even a vegetable can be more interesting and fun by just changing something simple.
Absolutely. I love that. It's great. Now, we talked about the big game and dinner. You mentioned earlier you're a busy mom with kids, and we have a lot of busy moms out there with kids and jobs, and they're always on the go. What are some tips you have to keep it healthy and simple while you're on the go?
Definitely. So as a busy mom, if I'm going to make anything, I make double of what I'm making, and then I use it for different meals. So if I am going to go and say make grilled chicken, I don't make 4 grilled chicken breasts, I make 8. And then I use them the next day, and I make perhaps a chicken quesadilla with it, or a chicken sandwich, or I put it over salad, or I put it in a little quinoa bowl or over bulgur. So I've got leftovers all the time that I'm working with. So if you're going to turn that oven on as a mom and you're busy, don't just make one set. Also, as a busy mom, I always bring a little bit of food with me in my bag. Something really stable, maybe a nut butter package, small calorie, 100-calorie pack of almonds or walnuts, so that should I get hungry, I've always got something I can eat, so that I don't have to go into one of these unbelievably tempting places and pick something up. I call it defensive eating. If I can get, have a little 100-calorie pack of almonds and get myself home, I'm going to be much more successful than walking into one of these crazy places that I'm never going to make it out of because I'm already too hungry.
Absolutely. Excellent tips. I love those. And lastly, Liz, where can people go for more eating tips and more information on eating healthier and staying on track for the year?
Yeah, so I'm going to send you over to bolthousefarms.com or follow us on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter. You're going to find all of the recipes that I talked about today and so many more. And we're constantly putting up new stuff because, as I say, keeping it interesting while keeping it healthy is really the key to consistency, which is the key to long-term success.
That is so true. Thank you so much, Liz. And again, for more information and tips to help you eat better throughout the year, as well as those recipes that Liz is featuring here with us today, visit www.bolthousefarms.com. You can also follow along on social media with more recipes to come. Thank you so much, Liz. It's been a pleasure.
You too. Great to meet you.
Have a wonderful day.
Take care.